What's up? You back with your boy, the Expert Bowler at Expert Bowler Gaming on YouTube. What we doing today, man? So today, I think we're gonna show you, some tips and tricks from our last video. We're gonna show you a little bit about how I get loose and how I warm up before I start bowling. So check it out. Usually I come to the bowling alley, I get my balls out, put my shoes on, do all that good stuff. And the first thing I do is I try to warm up by stretching my lower half. Your legs do most of the work. If you don't stretch that lower half, it's gonna be real hard to get that good knee bend, get to the line consistently, and repeat those shots the way you need to. So let's take a look at the first thing I do. So one of the first things I do is to just get a quick knee bend going on, right? So I kind of will use some of the furniture in the bowling alley, and I'll just kind of bend down and get a good knee bend. So what that's gonna do is that's gonna allow me to stretch. I think this is like my quad or something, right? So that'll allow me to stretch my quad. I might lean back a little bit, get a good little stretch going here. And then from there, I'll kind of bend over and I'll attempt to touch my toes, right? Because sometimes I don't make it. I'm not super flexible like I used to be. But that's what I'll do. And that'll get my hamstrings and everything kind of stretched out, right? And I'll shake it off, right? And then I'll do it again. I'll do this a couple times, alternating between the two positions. And what that'll do is that'll allow me just to get a good stretch on my lower half. Sometimes if I feel a little stiff, like today, I feel a little stiff, I might get a little lunge, just to kind of break it in a little more, kind of. Oh yeah, that feels good right there. So not anything crazy, something that most people, just about everybody should be able to do to kind of stretch that lower half. All right, so I'm sure now you're asking, all right, well, what about the upper half? How do you stretch the upper half? So I think kind of the key with stretching the upper half is, like I said, I'll use the furniture just like I do for the lower half, right? Because you don't want to fall over. So I'll use the furniture, and usually I'll take a seat and I'll kind of just stretch out my back. So I'll use the seat and I'll twist using the help from the seat one way. Then I'll twist the other way. I'll do it again. Oh yeah. That feels great. So what does that do? That kind of just help get the big muscles kind of stretched out, right? Because one of the movements I make is twisting my torso, right? To come through the ball and to deliver the ball. I'm gonna have a lunge and a knee bend, right? So all of these are moves that I'm gonna do while I bowl. So those quick exercises kind of help me. So it's one more thing that I traditionally do, and I'll warm up my arms and my fingers and my hands. So let's look at how we do that. To warm up my arms, typically I'll kind of just put my arms in front of me and I'll just stretch them this way, and I'll stretch this one across, and I'll stretch this one across, shake it out. I'll do some arm circles. If you bowl league with me, I know you've seen me doing this. Probably wonder, what the heck is this guy doing? Well, bowling is a sport, man. As much as we sometimes don't acknowledge it, right? We kind of leave work, rush to the bowling center, get there, practices might already be going. We grab our stuff, we rush in the bowling alley, we grab the shoes and stuff, put our balls on the rack and just start throwing shots. You can hurt yourself like that. I'm pretty sure most people have kind of felt some twinges and some twitches and some pain from doing that. And this is something that's quick. It doesn't have to take long. We can alleviate some injuries by kind of warming those muscles up, right? So those are some things that I do just to kind of get the blood flowing, stretch those arms, do some little arm circles. You'll be surprised, right? I kind of make some movements like if I was bowling, kind of exaggerated though, right? We'll do it both ways because you want to work out both sides. And while it might look crazy, it definitely helps me kind of get loose and warm up. This is probably one of the most critical things you could do or at least for me, I've had some injuries. I've broken both my wrists, multiple fingers on both my hands. So warming up my hands and my fingers and my wrists is something that's important. So I do some quick wrist rolls, some flexes. I usually use one hand, and I'll bend this back, push it forward, bend it back, bend this one back. Even though I'm not really using my left hand to bowl, I do use my left hand to pick up the weight of the ball every time, right? To support the ball while I'm wiping it off. So all of those things can lead to injuries if we're not stretching our muscles, right? And then I kind of do like happy fingers, and I kind of shake it out, right? I kind of will stretch it out, kind of try to warm it up. I try to move my fingers as fast as I can just to get the blood flowing. You got to get some blood to these areas. Get the blood flowing, warm it up, stretch it out. All your fingers, both ways. Some wrist rolls. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're stretching it out. All right, so now, after that, we pretty much ready to bowl.